Angie. Angie walk in, room get loud. She don't bite it, say it out proud. Tongue like steel, yet clean and sharp. Smile so sweet, then she cut real hard. She came to play, not to pretend. One glass up, then she's off again. Eyes on you, she don't miss a thing. Got the whole scene wrapped on a string. Watch her lean in, hear that laugh. She can turn cute into aftermath. Baby the beast, fast no brakes. If you move wrong, she keep the tape. Don't play, Angie. Make way, babe the badass. Quick switch, babe the badass. That's it. Angie. Hands up, Angie. Fun up, she got receipts if she needs that. She got receipts, yeah, keep that. If you say one thing, she got the proof. Not for the drama, just for the truth. She's in the corner, watching the room. Cute little grin and boom, boom, boom. She loves the joke, she loves the night. Loves a good time, loves a good fight. Not with her hands, with her set so cool. She can shut it down and still look gold. Watch her lean in, hear that laugh. She can turn cute into aftermath. Baby the beast, fast no brakes. If you move on, she keep the tape. Angie, don't play, Angie. Make way, babe the badass. Quick switch, babe the badass. That's it. Angie. Hands up, Angie. Fun love, she got receipts if she needs that. She got receipts, yeah, keep that. One second soft, next second stone. She runs the room like she on the throne. Come for the fun, stay for the spark. Angie don't fall, she leaves a mark. Angie, don't play, Angie. Make way, babe the badass. Quick switch, babe the badass. That's it. Angie. Hands up, Angie. Fun love, she got receipts if she needs that. She got receipts, yeah, keep that. Angie. Say less, Angie. No stress, babe the badass. Quick switch, babe the badass. That's Angie.
What up? Hello, everybody. Hello. How are you today? This Moody Monday. So, first things first, let's cross our fingers that we don't lose internet connection of any sorts. So after yesterday's stream, I was on the phone with Spectrum. I want to say probably 2 hours. And today they're going to send me an extender. And we're going to see if that works. So, but from what I understand, because how long have I been in this room, y'all? I've been in this room for a minute. And I have not been hardwired since I've been in here, okay? And we have really had no issues in here. And then all of a sudden, I've been having issues. Like last week, I had no internet one morning. And then, it's been going out even when I wasn't on stream. It's been acting wonky. And not just in here, though, the internet in general. So, needless to say, I've now cut my bill down to $100 cheaper. I thought that I had the fastest one. Evidently, there was another tier that they've added since I did, got all my stuff. So I'm on that tier now. And I'm getting a 3-year promotion where actually, my bill is $100 cheaper. And they are going to pay my mobile service for my cell phone for a year. So, maybe it wasn't such a bad thing that it happened. I don't know. We'll see. But because I get the TV service with it. We've never used the TV service. So I was telling them, just shut it down. We don't use it, shut that off. But it's part of some bundle. So if you don't get it, you lose the bundle price. You know how all that crap works. So we ended up keeping the TV. I'm getting my mobile paid for, my cell phone paid for a year. And we get the higher speed internet, and it's $100 cheaper. So when it's all said and done, I'm paying $101 a month for all of this. But if the internet is shit, then it's not going to matter, because then I'm going to try to go back to fiber. I got fiber when they first offered it here, and I didn't like it. I felt like it kept cutting out all the time. So we went back to Spectrum. But I told them, when they started talking about, well, it's a bundle deal and it could cost more. I said, well, when it costs more, the fiber people have been knocking on my door. I might just let them in. Anyway, the girl that I dealt with, she was super sweet. She was. And so anyway, got a deal worked out. I'm supposed to be getting the extender today. And you can hardwire from your extender. I did not know that. So we're going to put the extender halfway, and then we're going to hardwire from the extender and see if that does anything to help. Otherwise, the only other option is to go back to fiber. So, yes, Chubby Scorpion, and welcome back. Welcome back. Spectrum getting to meet Angela. Had the girl not been so sweet, Angela may have come out more, but it looked like she went above and beyond. She spent the time listening to me, and she knew I was not going to budge on paying this and this. But her job is to keep the customer, I'm assuming this is her job, is to keep the customer on the bundle. Well, the only way she was keeping me on a bundle was to give me stuff at a cheaper price, which is what she did. So they can't be mad at her for it. But anyway, evidently they're running some type of promotion too with this cell phone service. So, I don't know. We talked about me streaming. That was one of the big things. I'm like, I can't stream if my stream is going out. So, and evidently her husband or ex-husband, something like that, Kai Sinet, paid his car off when he was in college or getting out of college. Anyway, she told me that story. I thought it was fun. So yeah, I'm telling you, when I call somebody or I deal with somebody, I don't meet a stranger. So I talk. So yeah, that's just what I do. That's why I always thought I would be good at this, because I talk all the time. I talk a lot. And if I'm ever sitting there and I'm being quiet, or, a variation thereof, it's usually because I'm pissed. So, yeah. But good morning. I had to get that out of my system because I wanted to go live yesterday. Y'all know it's rare that I can go live on the weekend, and, y'all saw how it went. I left the stream up. Y'all can see how it went. It was 13 minutes of hell. Because I'm watching myself over on the YouTube side, and it just kept buffering, and it looked like it would pixelate and all the things. So yeah. But again, excuse the mess. I think I'm very close to being able to call this a wrap. I'm very close to being done, but I've got this is going to be gone. Right now, it's the catch-all. But I'm debating. I've been looking. I've got it on my wish list. I put it on my wish list because I don't want to lose it. But this video camera, I want to be able to hone in without showing, like, I don't want the computer to show. And I don't want some of the background to show. So, I don't know. Anyway, I know I'm rambling. All right, this is getting on my damn nerves. Okay. So, okay, let me say good morning to peeps. So, good morning, Angie Uploaded. Good to have you in the chat. Neon, Aussie Viper, good morning. Beezy Bees, good morning to you. And Chubby Scorpion, welcome back. It's good to have you back in the chat. From vacation, Fuzz. And I think Fuzz did a great job while you were gone. Others may think differently. I don't know. But Fuzz held it down. I was very proud of Fuzz. So I'm going to give him his props. Esgletti, good morning. Good morning. Allie Baby, good morning. And Truth Moms, good morning to you, honey. And you're welcome, Fuzz. Absolutely going to give you your props, babe. You did a good job. So, and you know how it works over here. People trickle in, and I'm fine with that. Yeah. So, how was your vacation, Chubby? Did you miss us? Oh, well, as I was trying to say yesterday, I actually went out and touched grass over the weekend and went to a 4th of July party, and the viewpoint. So we had, good morning, Brantley. We had, where we went, they bought fireworks. They bought lots of fireworks. But the viewpoint that we had, we could see like the city. So there was a tree line, and you could see everybody that was shooting fireworks, over the tree line. So you would see some pop up over here and over here. And so where I was actually sitting, I could see I think I had the best seat in the house, honestly. And Ratchet Gamer, good morning. Good to see you. So I'm going to show y'all. The problem is I can't play the audio. I wasn't thinking, like, oh, this is going to be shown on stream. I wasn't thinking about that at all. I just wanted to capture it. But yeah, the first one I looked at yesterday literally had Zeppelin playing in the background. I'm old. Shut up. Let's see. Let me see if I can find, because I want y'all to see over the tree line. It was amazing. Oh, and there was also a thunderstorm rolling in, and there was some heat lightning too. And the lightning was lighting up. At one point, you couldn't tell what was the fireworks versus the lightning, but it was so pretty. So, but I am going to have to mute. I'm going to have to mute it. Let's see. Okay. Let's make that full screen. Mute it. Okay. Here I am talking to myself again. I think that will forever be a thing, me talking to myself. All right, but I want y'all to look. I hope this is one, because I shared like 4 of them, but it was so pretty to me. Okay, so there's some off in the distance right there. There's the lightning. So that was one place, but you'll see over, it may be in another video, but it was like over the trees, it would go boom, boom in different places. And then in one spot, my husband yells out, he says, "Damn, Jeff down there spending all of his 401k," which was so funny. Let's see, we're watching. So if you see them with a flashlight there, that's where y'all see it over the tree line. So our fireworks are going off right here where they're at the flashlight. So it'll be like really close, but over the tree line, you're just able to catch like the whole city shooting off their fireworks. And then that lightning, it was so pretty. But, and I was trying to catch it all. I know it's probably a little bit dizzy, but I would see one out of the side of my eye and then the other one, but I want y'all to be able to see some of ours too. So let me get one of those pulled up and then. Okay, so here's some of ours. Okay, here we go. And this is, I can't share the audio, but that was our fireworks right there. Some of them anyway. Wasn't that just so pretty? And it's been a long time since I got to celebrate anything, especially with some fireworks, you know? But yeah. So anyway, that's how we celebrated the 4th. We did, we went over there and they grilled out. My husband made his dip. Oh, it is so good. And let me see this one. You know what? This is let me show this one and then I'll leave it alone. So here's some more over the tree line. I just think I had the best seat anywhere in the whole city, honestly. So I'm just sitting there and then I get to see all of this and the lightning. And then I come back over here and I see theirs going off and, it was kind of wrapped around a little bit, but I wanted to stay where I was so I could see ours so good. So I stayed right there. But look at that. The bad thing is that when we left, we got stuck in the traffic from I don't think this was because they do a big thing in our town. And I don't think these were the ones from the town, but we got stuck in the traffic. Oh, it was horrid. Okay. So that was it. So I just wanted to share our little fireworks with y'all. And in case y'all didn't get to see any, and I know that, it's an America thing. So, so there you go. And it's been a long time since I've got to do something like that. So I really enjoyed myself. So like I said, we had we grilled and everybody brought something. There was so much food and just had a really good time. I didn't drink, so my husband usually don't drink, but he had a few, so I drove us home. That was an experience because I don't see well at night, so having him say, "You gonna run off the fucking road, ain't you?" that was a lot of fun. Uh, Y'all should be a ghost on the wall, or excuse me, a fly on the wall with us. Sometimes it is just funny. You gotta run off the fucking road, Angie. I'm like, no, I'm not. I can see. Well, no, you can't. I just saw you run off the side of the road over here. Shut up. Who's driving this machine? That would be me. Shut the hell up. Wish I knew you was streaming over here sooner. I've been streaming, what about 2 months? Are you talking about like as a whole or today? Like, but yeah, I've been streaming ever since I left Chubby. About two months ago ish. Maybe a little longer. I don't know. Hey Maddie, Han Solo. Good morning. Aloha. I'm a little behind. Advanced mask add on filter for OBS will allow you to narrow down your camera. Okay, well, I may have to reach out to you at some point. Well, see, I'm not using OBS though. I need to get back with it though. I need to get back on OBS and streaming from my Discord. I really need to do that. I've gotten too comfortable with StreamYard, and the issue I'm having now is that audio issue when I want to have a guest on. And if I'm going to make any fixes or anything, I want to do it through OBS. I just need to get back to doing it. You know, if you don't do something a lot, then you kind of lose it, especially when you get to my age. So yeah, I need to get back to OBS. But I chose StreamYard because I knew I could just go ahead and throw myself into StreamYard and do what I need to do. And so that's what I did. I just threw everything into StreamYard, trying to get the hours up. But yeah, I need to get back. I keep looking over here like OBS is sitting over here. There's a third monitor over here, and I keep looking at it because that's usually what I pull it up on. So I'm just like looking at it. Good morning, Burt Bunch. You got to be here for a live stream. I love it. Guidance, good morning. Good morning. Bilal, good morning. My flight got canceled. I'm stuck on vacation. Well, I can think of worse places to get stuck unless you're stuck at the damn airport. That would be horrible. I know you were going souvenir shopping yesterday. Well, you didn't miss much on the live stream, just so you know, folks. I hope I don't have to drop our janky TTS after today. Me too, bees. Y'all, so I got the hours. I applied, Wednesday? I think. Wednesday or Thursday. And I'm still waiting. I don't know what to think about. They said it could take up to a month, but honestly, usually it's very quick, even for people that have lost their monetization. I'm very worried. I'm not going to lie. It may just be me, but, or I don't know, maybe the holiday had something to do with, these things. I'm just hoping, but I can't help but think my first go around, it was a day. And then people I know that have lost their monetization and had to reapply, it didn't take this long. So I don't know. Positive thoughts, though. Positive thoughts, everybody. You know what I mean? So I don't know. We're going to get it. We're going to get it back. We're going to get it back. Let's just all keep thinking that Angie's going to get it. Angie's going to get it. It would be great if I actually got the email during this live stream. Yeah, so I keep checking. So if y'all see me looking down, just know that it's for very good reason that I'm doing so. Because I keep checking the Earn tab. And on the Earn tab, it says your reapplication is under review. You reapplied on July the 1st. We'll review your channel and email you with a response within 30 days. So I know it's hard to see a phone but that's what I see every time I look at the Earn tab in the studio app. So I keep checking the studio app to see if anything changes. And so far, nothing. Yeah. So there's that. So everybody, keep your fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Positive thoughts. I don't think I've done anything that bad to have it just stripped away forever and permanently. You know what I mean? Now everything's vibrating over here. Okay. Let me put this on here so it won't make sounds. Okay. So y'all know that I watch Rebel and Rewind. I do that so I can try to catch up with things over yonder. So anyway, this morning I was watching Rebel as I was getting ready, and something happened with Cat Lady's TV, and they were talking about a ghost being over there, and they've always said that her house is haunted. So it reminded me of a story, and it seems like I told this on Chevy. So my aunt had a ghost in her house, and you can't make this up. This is totally real. So before I was born, her and my mom, they had a Ouija board out, and they were playing with the Ouija board, and it spelt out, Mr. Taylor. But before that, there were things in the house that would happen. And one of the big things, and I even saw this as I had gotten older, was the water in the kitchen would cut on and off by itself. And sometimes you would walk in and the cabinets would be open. Now, I never saw them open and close on their own, but everybody in the family has said, well, they would walk in and see cabinets open and have to close them, and just weird things throughout the house. So anyway, it said Mr. Taylor on the Ouija board. So when they did the research of the house, they found out that the man that had owned the property before was Mr. Taylor, and he actually passed away on the property. So we would always talk to Mr. Taylor. We would say hi to Mr. Taylor. We would, even as kids, it'd be like, hey, Mr. Taylor, especially when we saw the water cut on and off. So, the doors would close. Like I said, we did see the doors open and close. We never saw the cabinet doors, or I never did. Let me just say I never did. But I have walked into the room where they would be all open. So I had seen that with my own eyes. But there's a lot of things that would happen, and she lived there for years. And this was a huge house, very beautiful, big property. But yeah, so anyway, that's Mr. Taylor is one of the reasons why I believe in ghosts. Because of them researching the property, and after the Ouija board said Mr. Taylor, and I know that they're not going to lie to me. Those are two women right there that would never lie to me. So yeah. So that is a real life ghost story from a real life ghost that never did anything mean. He was always playful about it. Never did anything that would scare us, so he was just a very friendly ghost. Mr. Taylor, the friendly ghost. So when they were talking about that, and you can actually go back on Cat Lady stream and you can see some of the things that were happening with the TV. Then she had some sage burning in there anyway, and the sage was kind of lit up, and then it kind of just whoosh, kind of just went out. It was very funny. It was kind of weird to watch, but I liked it. I like ghost stories, especially I would love to do, like, go on a ghost hunt and, y'all know those haunted things that you can go on, like if you go to a city or something on, I think you can do it in Savannah. I think Cincinnati has one, like the ghost tours. I would love to go on, be able to travel and do all kinds of ghost tours. I would so stream this stuff and talk about it, and that would be my thing. And graveyard tours. I want to do great, especially the old ones. I like to go look at the old cemeteries. And I used to do like etchings where you put the paper on there and you would etch and see what, I don't know whatever happened to all my stuff. Anyway, I know I'm like weird like that, but I find it absolutely fascinating. And yeah. So people that do the ghost tours and stuff, I hope that they really enjoy doing it. They're not just doing it to try to make a mockery of it, because it can be very fun. That's why I really want to go, and I don't want to go by myself. And I have asked, I don't know how many people if they would do it with me. And there's a lot of people that say they will, especially some of the streamers that live around me, but they don't. They So, but then again, maybe I need to bring it back up, DM them and say, "Hey, will you really go see the Madonna ghost ship?" So, if you haven't seen it, I'm going to show y'all. This was not even part of my show, but it gets me really excited to talk about this stuff. It's what gets me going. It's sad, I know. Okay, so this, let's see if I can. All right, so this is it frozen. Hold on. That's a bad view of it. Anyway, there's this guy that I watch, and he does it's Scott on Tape, and I've talked about him, a lot, because he does cemetery tours and things like that. Anyway, okay, so let me make sure I'm not doxing myself anywhere, and I will show this. Okay. All right. Not doxing myself any more than I already do. Okay, so this right here is called the Madonna Ghost Ship. And Allie Baby, yes, I did. I actually have it. It was sent to me for whatever reason. But yeah, I have it. So this is the Madonna Ghost Ship. And it was in the video. I don't know if it was Material Girl or whatever, but this ship was the ship that, when they take you back and forth, I guess maybe across the Hudson or whatever. This was the ship that they were on in the music video. Well, it was going down the Ohio River, and it broke away. I don't know if it was docked there, but I know it was on the Ohio River. And what it's in now is a slough, and a slough is just like a body of water that kind of branches off, from the river. And so it got stuck in there. They can't get it out. So they've left it there for years. And it's actually about 20 minutes away from me. So, yeah. So I really want to go, but you have to go down like the old back roads, where the hills have eyes and stuff. So I really want to go. I don't want to go by myself. And then you have to think. Now, Scott on Tape had some really good reception. I don't know if he had a streaming backpack. He didn't go, it wasn't a live stream. He did a video and it was great feed on the video. But I really want to go. Now, I did get to go to the old Bobby Mackey's before they tore the building down. Now, that was in Ghost Hunters. I think that's the one with Jack Osborne. Anyway, and they say that it had the portal to hell. I have some of the last footage ever taken in that building. I have hours of raw footage I have not gone through. And this has been a couple years ago. I still have not gone through it all. But I hold in my possession some of the last raw footage ever taken in that building where the portal of hell existed, they say. They say another portal to hell is at the Sally, is it the Sally House? I think that's in Arkansas, maybe. I want to go there too. You can spend the night in the Sally House, and there's toys and stuff that you can play with. Now, they say that there's a portal to hell in the basement of the Sally House too. So anyway, but this right here, I really want to go see. And I've asked other people to go with me. Yeah, but it never comes to fruition. No, you do not. What, have footage of that or no, I do not. What? Let's see. So if you're talking about the Bobby Mackey's, I do. I started going through it to I was going to edit it and make videos out of it, but as I started going through it, it's like, do I edit it or do I just release it as raw footage? Just do like part 1, part 2, because it's out, it's hours. And some of it is like you're going through it with your flashlights. It's and it's kind of the thing you want to watch back to see, okay, did I miss this? Did I miss this? One of the rooms in there will give you absolute chills. It's things happen in that particular room you can't explain. There were things on the wall that you can't explain that I don't know if it's like an optical illusion, but you see one picture on the wall and it's like an old drawing, and then it changes to something else. It could be an optical illusion though, because I'm one that tries to pick them apart, but I still believe in them. So, but I still try to pick things apart. But yeah. So I don't know. What do y'all think? Should I release it as raw footage? Just do like part 1, part 2, because the building is gone now. Or should I edit it to try to condense it down to watchable videos? You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know what to do about that. So I've just sat on it. And then some people are not into it or whatever, but I mean, you don't have to watch it. But it would be a lot of hours of just sitting there and watching sometimes, but he's, you got your tour guide and you get to hear the history of the building you get to hear about mobsters, and they have this room in there that had one of those old fancy safes in there, and it was the room everybody would go to, if the police was coming. And so there was more history there than just like the haunted part of it, you know. So I found the whole thing very interesting. The only thing was it was cold as hell. It was in so my husband got me the tour for my birthday, and my birthday's in January. And it was we actually went before my birthday. So it seemed like it may have even been December that we went. It was December or January that year. And it was freezing. And there was no heat on in the building. But you could so they still had pool tables in there and you could set the ball up, and then the ball would start rolling. And in my mind, I'm saying, okay, that could be done by the building not being level. So, but you still see it. And there's also a photo album he was showing us. People would leave out of there with scratches on their back, and they would send the photos in to the bar. But even he said, now some of these could have been, he was like, we know this one is real and this one is real, because anybody can put scratches on their back and send something in. But even the tour guy was like, we do know this one without a shadow of a doubt was real. This one was taken here, that kind of thing. So I don't know. If anything happens in my house, I hope the ghost packs my shit because I'm moving. Oh, that is funny. I did paranormal investigations for a while. You did, David. See, I would love something like that. I wish I could have time to travel. I would love to do that, and I would love to go to old cemeteries, especially in New Orleans. I want to go to the New Orleans cemeteries, and I want to go to the ones in Los Angeles with the famous people. Yeah. Has anyone talked to AMAC since Pitts? I reached out to AMAC on Saturday because I know about the pit stream, and we're going to talk about it a little bit. But I didn't watch so I didn't know any of that was going on at the time. I reached out to her because she bought this computer tower while we were both on Chubby, and I was trying to explain it to a friend of mine at the party, and I couldn't think of the name of the one that she got, so I was trying to explain it to my friend, and I reached out to her, but I didn't hear anything back, so I don't know. Yes, they did tear down the old Bobby Mackey's. Now, they rebuilt a bar, and they named it Bobby Mackey's. So there is a bar here named Bobby Mackey's. I say here, it's like a town over anyway. Which blew my mind because my son one night, he said, there's a few of us, we're going over to Bobby Mackey's. I said, how the hell are you going to Bobby Mackey's? I said, it doesn't exist. And so he's the one that told me that they rebuilt one. So they have a new one. But yes, the old one has been torn down. Please say police again. Police. Is that not how you say? Y'all be making fun of me. It is spelled police, right? Police. Gish, hello. Hello, Gish. I swear I saw my grandma's ghost the night she died as a kid, and I just covered up and hid. The next day, I was at my neighbor's, and I remember the parents plus the kids and me all saw my grandma in the upstairs window. I believe stuff like that. So because I wasn't the only person who saw it, it makes me think it's real. I don't know though. I believe it is real. I believe you did see it. My daddy, he saw his grandma, which would have been my great grandma, one night, and she was walking around with had a pillowcase in her hand, and he covered up and screamed. And when he uncovered his head, she was gone. Now, he had a really good relationship with her. And he says that he wished he had not done that because what was the purpose of her walking around with the pillowcase? So they used to make it was a running joke in the family, had my daddy not screamed, that we'd be rich right now because she was trying to tell him that she hid a bunch of money in a pillowcase somewhere. And now he's done screamed our fortune away. so, so because my daddy screamed that night, we were not rich. We were not a rich family. But we couldn't think of any other reason why she'd been walking around with pillowcase. But my daddy is not even he was not somebody to talk about like ghosts and things like that. So I absolutely believe my daddy saw her. Yeah. Most people do say goodbye once they pass on. Nobody knows, I don't think, how they would react to seeing a ghost. But I think it would be one of the most cool experiences. I don't want to see a demon now. I don't want a demon, and, I don't want to go through that. But to see a ghost, or especially like a family member, and get to say goodbye or whatever, I think it would be a lovely experience. But then again, I'm not like most people. I don't know. I just feel like it would be a very endearing moment. Yeah. Let's go, Angie. Definitely New Orleans. You would go to the cemeteries with me, bees, in New Orleans? You know what I would like to see? I would like to see them have a funeral in New Orleans where they do the dancing and the down the road. So it's like a celebration when they do that. The only thing that scares me is I saw a TikTok one time where they were doing that and they dropped the thing. Now, I don't know if that was a fake TikTok or whatever, and it became a famous TikTok, so y'all might have seen it too, but they were just doing the thing. I forget what they call it, but, they're marching and they're all dressed up and they're holding the coffin, and I would love to see that. But I did see that TikTok where they dropped the coffin, and I don't know if that was real. So I would hate to see that happen. I mean, it wouldn't scare me to see, what fell out, but, I just think it would be horribly just like disrespectful for that to happen. But to see the actual parade, how they do it, I think it would be fun to see. Mentioning fun and funeral in the same sentence kind of seems a little creepy, but that's me. The New Orleans cemeteries are wild. They're raised because it's below sea level. Yes, I heard that they're raised up there because New Orleans is below sea level. I do believe they had a lot of issues during Katrina down there. I'd love to go to NOLA, especially some places relevant to Zach and Addie. Bobby rented a building in the next town over until they can rebuild a new one on the original property. That's what I was hoping. I was like, why would they do that and have, this property here? Why didn't they just tear it down and rebuild? But it makes sense to build a new one because from what I understand, the new Bobby Mackey's is people are going to it, because it is closer to town. Because the other one's way out. You have to drive to, I think it's in Covington, maybe. I'm not from here, so I still get these towns mixed up. But, so you still have to drive out to it, but this other one is in town. So I know I'm talking about two different things here, but y'all can follow me. Y'all are very good at that. Y'all follow my squirrel brain very well. Fuzz has corrupted bees. Oh, Lord. Let's see. I'll get back to that comment right there. Okay. My dad was living with her, and I felt like she would have been worried about leaving me alone because we spent a lot of time together. Unfortunately, my dad sold and smoked up her property within a year. Oh. Well, that's something he's gonna have to live with, and if he's still here, and it sucks when people. I know, I get it, but and she probably was worried about you, babe. She probably was, and honestly, she's probably watched over you. So, just know that she probably did her best to watch over you. Um, my husband swears his dad talked to him 2 years after he passed away. I totally believe that, bees. A lot of people get called crazy when they talk about things, say they've seen things and stuff like that. But I just don't. I find it real. What I don't like is people that make up shit just to feel relevant or to feel, you know, like me. I would love to experience it. The only thing I've ever really experienced is I saw the water from Mr. Taylor and I saw the cabinets open. I do believe that I saw some things at Bobby Mackey's. But can it be explained? The pool ball, yes. The things on the wall, it could be an optical illusion. I don't know. There were room, but my camera, let me tell you. So in that room, I told you there were drawings on the wall and there were kids. There was some old toys in there. It was down there where the basement is, but it was walled off from the basement. And my camera kept glitching. And it was a glitch I had never seen on my camera before and haven't seen since. It was a weird glitch. And then it stopped working in that room. I had to grab my husband's cell phone to even get the rest of the footage from that. His didn't stop working, mine did. And as soon as I come out of that room, my camera started working again. I'm sitting here thinking, okay, the memory's full. It's overheating. I'm trying to think of all these things to hurry up and troubleshoot my camera to get it working. But as soon as I come out of that room, it started working again. But his worked. I don't know. So explain that one. And that's probably, when I go back and look at, that's probably going to be some of the first footage I do look at. But I'm still debating. Do I release it as all raw footage and do like part 1, part 2, and just let people watch it and look around and see what they see, if they see anything, or do I edit it? I don't know. I'm a second generation paranormal investigator. Things usually just like to growl in my ears at cemeteries. I don't know. That might creep me out a little bit, David. Not going to lie. If I hear something growling in my ear, that would scare the hell out of me. But like I said, I don't know. I mean, people don't know how they're going to act until they're faced with certain situations, I think. And, I read cards and everything. And I have something, and I've talked about this. I've talked about this for years, honestly. I have this audio sensitivity where I hear tones, and there are people. There's a way of honing in on those tones, and it's somebody trying to tell you something. I've heard them since I was a little girl. I still hear them all the time. I've learned how to tune them out, but somebody was trying to teach me how to not tune them out, to tune them in and try to see what it is that is being said through the tones that I hear. It's tones that if I'm hearing it, nobody else can hear it. I used to think I had like, you know, tinnitus. I've been tested for all that stuff. I don't have ringing in the ears. I don't have that. But it's frequencies. I know I'm gonna sound crazy now. I know this because I've got a new set of people that are hearing this for the first time. But it is a thing. You can look it up. But I don't know what to do with it. So I'm very intuitive. Sometimes my energy can be completely off. There is that too. I don't know. This dream has totally turned into something I did not. What got me on it was watching Cat Lady this morning in her TV, and then I had to tell y'all about Mr. Taylor. So, but I really want to go to. I see the French Quarter is getting really rough. I want to go before it's like you just can't go no more. I've never been to New Orleans. I want to go to Mardi Gras. Y'all are creeping me out with all this voodoo talk. I'm scared. Don't be scared, Fuzz. Don't be scared. It ain't voodoo talk. We ain't talking about going down to the hoodoos and the voodoos and the witch doctors and which I believe that too. I believe, there's the root doctors and the haints. The haints are real. Y'all know that's why, if y'all see any like older houses that are in bright colors, like they paint them like these purple and pink, it was to scare the haints away. Now that was back in the day. People may do it now just to do it, but back in the day, if you ever saw our rocks, they would have these big rocks in their yards, and they would be painted like these big bright colors. They were used to scare the haints away. So, Beezer will hold your hand. It's going to be okay, Fuzz. Yeah, Fuzz will go with us, and he will have to go through all of that. But it should be you're protecting us, Fuzz. Now, what? We're going to have to hold your hand through it? North Carolina has a lot of haunted places. One of my friends lives near the Battle of Bentonville and her place is extremely haunted. I used to live in Macon, Georgia, and there's a place called the Battle of Griswoldville, and it's a whole battlefield where you could go and visit. You could stand there and overlook the battlefield. They said it's haunted there too. I didn't live too far away from there, but we would go and visit. I never saw anything there, but there's a lot of people. My husband's uncle saw a soldier one time, and it scared him so bad he ran, and we're talking about like he's a man's man. He ran and he cried. But he saw the soldier and was like, "Oh my God," So yeah. And this happened since I've known my husband. So it's not something he saw and then talked about later. No. This happened, in the 2000s. So, yeah. That's why I totally believe in this stuff. Oh, don't get me started on sleep paralysis. I think it's I had it. Let me tell you. I lived in Atlanta for a year. I think I've told this too. I lived in Atlanta for 1 year. I moved there in January. I left in December 1999. Okay. Every single night, there would be this shadow that would be up in the corner. And then it was like, it would be like, it would come from the corner and it would like right over me. I couldn't move. I couldn't scream. I couldn't do anything. And it would happen every night that I slept in there. And it it is one of the most weirdest feelings. It never touched me. It never did any of that crazy shit. No. But I would see this thing and it would be like right above me in this dark figure or whatever. And then yeah, I couldn't move. I couldn't scream. I could move my mouth like to scream, but nothing would come out. And um then when I left, it has never happened again. It never happened before then, and it hasn't happened since then. So explain that one. Like, why did it only happen there? And then it was a newer, not new, but it was a newer apartment complex. It wasn't like it was this old house or, it wasn't like somebody had died in there or something. So I don't know. Explain that one. There was something I saw. Where did it go? Good morning, Lori. Axel Pluck, good morning. Binky, I have been woken up twice at night and had seen orbs going across the wall. That was years apart. See, I think we all see things sometimes. It's just some people are more susceptible or to them, I don't know. Maybe we need to buy Angie a brand new white jacket with extra long sleeves. Oh my God. Are you saying that I need a straight jacket? Please. Coming from you? Unacceptable. Damn Kate. Hey, NOLA is the best. I go every October. Oh, I want to go so bad. And it is getting worse though down there, but I really want to go before it just gets where you can't go down there at all. Good morning, Pirate. Good morning, Greeky. Good morning. It was probably wrong of us, but my friend's husband cheated on her and got engaged the day her divorce was final. We went to a woman who put a curse on his wedding. The venue burnt down the week before. No. Oh, shit. Oh, shit happens. Oh, my God. Now that is funny. That's funny to me. If you were to find yourself holding my hand at those places, you in trouble, 'cause it ain't me. My ass won't be there. Scorpion. Heck. You got summoned? Well, we're talking about demons, so who summoned you? I've had amazing paranormal experiences. Even have a crazy orb video. Oh, well, you can send it if you I can play it tomorrow if you want to send it to me. I didn't think that this stream would go this way today. Like, honestly, look up Lake Sydney Lanier lore. It's very close to me. It's a scary place. Are you talking about Lake Lanier? Yeah, Lake Lanier is, yeah. I hate sleep paralysis, but if you concentrate on moving a finger, you can break the paralysis pretty easily. I tried that. Like I said, it hasn't happened since I lived in Atlanta, and that's been years ago, but I tried everything to move something. I tried to concentrate to move a finger. I didn't know it would break it, but I know I tried to do everything I could for that whole year. And it's so weird because it's like people are like, "Well, are you dreaming?" Well, every night I would, whatever pajamas I was wearing the same pajamas or nightgown or whatever I fell asleep in. I would be wearing it then too. Like, how could it happen like every night like that? And you're wearing the same clothes. The room looks exactly the same. Like, say you move something around, it would be exactly what it looked like. Like, it's just sleep paralysis is a weird, weird thing. And I mean, we had the internet, but it wasn't like it is now. And everybody didn't have a cell phone in 99. Okay. So, yes, the internet was very much around and all that. But I think we were still on dial up. So you could look stuff up, but nothing like it is now. You have literally, you can look up anything at your fingertips now. So, I mean, I could probably do some research on it, but it's not happening now. So I don't think I really have. I've only had sleep paralysis a couple times in my life, but the last time I had one, I saw a show person come up to come in right as they were going to touch me. Poof, gone. A shadow person. Okay, shadow person. My shadow person would always be like hovering over me, but would never touch me. But it's like they were there and they looked very scary. Very scary. Um, Maybe Tink could be our guide. Oh my God, in New Orleans. Yes. We could get Tink to be our guide, bees. I think there's a lot of people that would like to go on that tour with us. You need to go to Salem. Beautiful and creepy. That's on my bucket list. Salem is on my bucket list. For sure. I'll totally share it. It has my son in the video, but he was just a tiny baby. I'm okay with showing him. I'll send it to you today. Okay. Thank you, Greeky. I would love to see it. Usually I kind of get burnt out on talking about ghost stuff, but I've enjoyed this stream because Angie is so interactive with all of us in the chat as well. It's because I love hearing about, y'all's experiences too. And, I'm not a professional ghosty person, but I love hearing about it. And I love like hearing other people's experiences and, sharing mine. So it's not like, you follow like ghost people on on the internet and it gets more professional. And I like just you know, the random guy or girl, they had an experience and, you know, I don't know, but thank you for saying that. I was communicating with spirits for over 14 minutes during my first cemetery investigation. It was crazy. Like I said, I used to go etching like, the old cemetery headstones and stuff. And I never had an experience at a cemetery. I felt kind of weird sometimes, but never had what I would call an experience. I was sleep paralyzed and tried waking up, but woke up into another dream and tried to wake up out of that one and woke up into another one. I ended up saying a prayer and actually woke up. Oh my God, that's crazy, Fuzz. It's like you're waking up, but it's actually another dream. that's cool, kind of, you know, but I think I would be very scared. Man, I'm fixing to bounce. Y'all some crazy voodoo demon motherfucker. Come on, Chubby. You're not scared, are you? This is not even scary talk. Come on now, Chubby Scorpion. You can't bounce. You have to patrol these parts. And you know how it is over here sometimes. I was born basically on the Chattahoochee. Me too. Me too. I grew up on the Chattahoochee. Literally on the Chattahoochee. I grew up on Alabama. You go across the Chattahoochee and you got the Georgia. I grew up right there on the line. They talking about the Florida Georgia line? No, I grew up on the Alabama Georgia line. I was on the Chattahoochee many, many, many times. I was an idiot and went to see the Long Island medium. She was meh. And I paid to talk to John Edwards. Also meh. They just did super surface stuff to get info. Really, Lori? Now, I had heard things about John Edwards and how he, is able to kind of get his info. He's very good at the double talk and stuff. But really, with the Long Island medium, I like her. But I mean, some people are just very good at what they do. I think there's an art to it, and I don't think they're all real. Those people, they're not all real. I went to see a palm reader one time, and she was spot on the money. Just this old palm reader. She was at Underground Atlanta. I paid my little money and sat down and talked to her. And she was spot on the money with everything. So some of the ones you expect can be one way, and some of the ones, I don't know. Okay. I think I finally got down to the bottom of the chat now. Long Island medium was more like an actress. Well, she did end up with a show from it. I had a psychic predict my dad's death. He was 34 and was killed a month later. Oh my God. See, now that's what would scare me, honestly, would be somebody predicting something and then me thinking, oh God, this is going to happen. Some people think they would like to know like when they're going to pass or when they're, I wouldn't want to know. I don't want to know. I don't want to know when, and I don't want to know how. Because I really think if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. I'm not going to be able to prevent it, but just I don't want to know. I didn't believe her at all till it happens. Some people are very gifted. I'll say that. Now, kid behind a camera, he's told that story about having the dream. I can't remember if I don't think it was it about his dad? Was it about Angry Grandpa, or was it? Anyway, he had the dream, he put it in the notebook, and then it come to pass, and then him and McJuggernuggets were talking about it because Mike told the story on Chubby before that documentary from McJuggernuggets even come out about the dream he had in the notebook. And I'd have to go back to remember the actual story, but sorry. But that was a crazy one too, about that notebook where he put his dream in and then it actually happened the way. Or was it Bridget's dad? He predicted somebody's. It seems like it may have been Bridget's dad, and he put it in the notebook, and it come to pass. And then they read it in the notebook later, or something. I can't remember, but it sounded. I mean, it was like spot on. And then come to find out, McJuggernuggets like was able to do the same thing, and they didn't know it about. I don't know, but. And I still want to see the documentary. I haven't seen it yet. I live in the Daniel Boone National Forest. I see bobcats, bear, rattlesnakes, you name it. I have been deep in the woods alone at night. I don't fucks with ghosts and shit though. My dog is barking. Because why wouldn't he be? Okay, I think he stopped. I always have to kind of listen when he starts barking. I think he sees things too. We may have done talked some shit up in here. Okay, we have definitely. Okay. It seems like to me that a lot of people have enjoyed this. I mean, it's not something we could do all the time because then it would get boring. But I think every once in a while. T-Paw, good morning. Sorry if I missed anybody. I enjoyed this conversation, and there were a lot of you chiming in. See, that's what I like. Good morning, Melissa. I like something that everybody can kind of chime in on and have a something to talk about. So I don't know exactly everything that happened on Pitt. I do know from my understanding. Let's see. All right, give me 1 second, and I will try to pull up what I believe. I do have a timestamp, and we'll try to. The hell! I just saw the thumbnail of Cafe. I'm like, oh my God. Okay. It's Foxy Mama for whatever reason. Okay. Honestly, I had this pulled up already, and then just give me 2 seconds. And then when I was going to talk about it yesterday, but when all the internet stuff started happening, I just started taking stuff down. Okay. Okay, I'm going to try to start it here. I don't know if this is more about the chat or more about what he's saying. So, it just sucks. I was already prepared, and then I had to start shutting shit down. Where's the thing? Oh, okay. So let's try this, because I got one. Like I said, I got one timestamp, and then I've got another. So let's try this.
I was actually playing that shit earlier today. And yeah. Rastov, oh, I want to mention this. Rastov is me and Keemstar are kind of fighting about Rastov coming back. Rastov wants to come back and he wants to do a stream with Sweet Tea. And I say, like, let him do it, but I don't. I wanted to chat. Do you guys think? Wait a minute. Let me play a quick video, bro. Let me see if
Okay, so I'm gonna let him play. We're gonna get that video up. But basically, what he is saying is that Rostov would come back if he could get a stream with Sweet Tea. But my question is, I've seen Rostov since, I've been watching. I didn't feel like he had no desire to come back, right? But is he talking about just for a whole, like for one stream, or is he talking about a show? Or so I'm trying to figure this out myself, and maybe y'all can kind of help me with some of this. But yeah, I have questions. I have more questions, but I'm going to let him do what he's doing here. Keep in mind, I haven't seen this.
I got that fucking video because I know I saved that shit. Hold on. So I say that shit. Oh wait.
Okay, so right here, y'all can see AMAC is in the chat, and she says, "I was gone one day, and Sweet Tea trying to bring a Voldy on." But then there's people in the chat that are saying, "Give Sweet Tea whatever she wants." Poor AMAC. See, the people are. I mean, it's like. She has been good to Sweet Tea. And I know how much, as far as like, when AMAC runs a show, when she does the OBS, when she puts in, if y'all hear a song change, or if the border changes, or, anything like that, AMAC's the one that does it. Okay. So I can tell you that anything like that, AMAC she's put that work in. Because, like, I can't do borders and stuff. I can talk. I can bring in an audience. I can come up with goals, and I can do that kind of thing. So that was more my thing. But anything that you see on Fluff where, it's got... Now, granted, they may have people on a docket team that can do, these things too. But I do know from working months and months with AMAC that... she liked to do songs, and she liked to change up the border, and then I got a feeling that AMAC has probably bought some things for that baby. I mean, I know I did. So with AMAC working with her, I got this feeling. Okay. And then later on, I do have a screenshot of, well, let me not get ahead of myself. Let's just see. I don't know if I'm supposed to, because I do got more timestamps, but I don't know. I guess I just
put it and watch later. Okay. Before I play that video, I'm gonna play this video.
You're about to watch us completely destroy.
All right. I want to get your opinions on this. All right. It's 4th of July. There's scammers out there that are scamming people in America. Thank you for saying, we need this for Sweet Tea, yo mama. Make it happen. Yeah, I'll bring them back for...
Okay, so let's look over in the chat. So He's okay. So Maui is saying he's begged Rastov for months to come back, and he always said no. AMAC, you in danger, girl. Now this Dawn with a C, she says a couple things too. Just judging by the screenshots that I did get. And then we need sweet tea. Yo mama, make it happen. So, or we need this for sweet tea. And people are saying Rastov don't want to come back. Pirates in there. Be careful, AMAC. So I think a lot of people feel like that sweet tea would snake AMAC to get Rastov. But do we even think Rastov wants to come back? And then Forza's in there saying it's going to ruin Fluff. I mean, this was a big deal. But then Yo Mama changes I guess he's changing the thing. Let me look at my next. I have another one. So what it sounded like to me, but this is all going to depend on really if, I mean, would Rostov come back with, even if there was a show with Sweet Tea? Like, is there a price point that would make him do that? I mean, I don't know. Okay, well, I got that. And then he starts talking about, I thought he looped back somewhere, but either way. Okay, but I think we got the gist of it. So, and then, but if you just keep like playing like this chat, it's this chat that is, see, he's already talking about something else and they're still talking about it in the chat. So if you go and watch it, make sure you're paying attention to the chat. And I know at one point, Sweet Tea says, hold on, bear with me, guys. So this is kind of how it happened. Sweet Tea was wanting, see, even here she says, oh my God, thank you, Wendolyn. Wendolyn had just said, we need this for Sweet Tea. Yo, mama, make it happen. And then at some point, somebody says, AMAX in the chat. And then Sweet Tea then goes to say, let me find it. Sweet Tea then goes to say, the only host I didn't want to work with was Josh. I don't know what you're talking about, Dawn. And then she says, okay. And then Dawn had said, AMAC, just ask her behind the scenes about it. Yo mama didn't just say that for no reason. Don't get blindsided. So that's what Dawn with a C is telling AMAC, not to get blindsided. And so Sweet Tea had said, I wouldn't want to be with anybody else but AMAC. She is my best friend nowadays, and I love her. But she had just said, you know, thank you to Wendolyn. And what Wendolyn had said was, we need this for Sweet Tea. Yo, mama, make it happen. And then it was noticed that AMAC was in the chat. What do y'all think? I got to look at y'all now. Okay. I think I took... What are you doing here, Wombat? I ain't seen you in a minute. You might get in trouble for being here. Just kidding. I'm not a Voldy yet. So Rostov has been consistent about not wanting to go back. I know. I agree. The chat was supportive of that idea. They were saying Sweet Tea deserves it. AMAC was in the chat. I'm sure her feelings were hurt. I'm sure they were too. Sweet Tea invited him for a stream. Oh, hey, Cosmic. I don't think anyone even asked Ristoff. Sweet Tea was talking about wanting him to come back and do a stream with her. It was just a one-time thing, I'm pretty sure. I thought I heard Ristoff talking about it the other day. I'll have to go back and look. He was talking about something. You know what? I'm going to go back and look at that stream. And I'll talk about it some tomorrow. It was just this right here. It kind of, because there were so many people chiming in about Snake and AMAC. And then AMAC even pops in and says, I'm gone one day and you're already trying to bring a Voldy on. Like, is she trying to snake AMAC? But here's the thing. She's going to be out on maternity leave. Of course, it's not going to be long, but she's still going to be out. I don't know. There's a lot to unpack there, I think. But I think I want to go back to Ristoff stream and find there's a particular point, and I think I'm going to do that. And if he says what I think he says, I'm going to play it tomorrow because I remember which stream it is. AMAC is mad at Sweet Tea ? I don't know. I don't know. Does AMAC come back tonight? Does anybody know? Is AMAC supposed to be back tonight? I think AMAC is the best showrunner in the LCU. AMAC is a very good showrunner. Hands down. I will say that. I will stand on that. So, yeah, I do remember her saying that. I do remember Sweet Tea saying, because, I mean, I've got a screenshot of it, that AMAC is her best friend nowadays. So maybe it really was about one stream. And honestly, I think it would be great for one stream. But could it stop at one stream, though, is my question. You know, you get Ristoff over here streaming in the LCU, even for one stream with Sweet Tea. And, you know, everybody's giving he'll be seeing all the love and stuff in the chat. And, you know, of course, then he'll be getting that pressure to come back from Kim and Yo Mama. And I'm just wondering if it would come back. If he agreed to one stream, would he get the itch to go back? I don't know. I think he would. He would start seeing all those people supporting, you know, the numbers, and he'd be getting Keem in his ear and Yo Mama in his ear. I don't know. I know he's been very stern about not coming back, but I don't know. AMAC was there Friday. Yeah, but this happened Saturday, though. So, well, I guess that means she's back then. Yeah. Okay. I'm telling you, they go live after I done gone to bed. So that's how I get up so early. So I have to depend on people to tell me, or either I have to go back and watch things. And I like timestamps of streams. I'm enjoying getting to watch what I used to watch, you know, other things besides the LCU. So I like little snippets. I'm done with Sweet Tea if she snakes AMAC, because AMAC brought Sweet Tea back to being funny. I agree, Cosmic. AMAC has let her do her skits, and she's done them right along with her. And she's been able to run that show, and people have. I agree. I don't think it'll be a good look if she does that. But I mean, we've got to see, I guess we got to see how it plays out, because honestly, I think it would be a good one and done stream between her and with her and Rostov. But I believe AMAC may be the best co-host that Sweet Tea has had. It's just people have to stop doing the Rostov comparison. You know, I don't know. Or maybe I'm just biased. If they bring Rostov back, then you and AMAC should be able to do a stream together. Unless I get my monetization back, I can't even pop up and tell them to fuck off. So there's that. I wanted so bad to jump up on your mama's stream when he was talking about the wig off, but I couldn't. So, and I've stayed in the Discord for that reason, to be able to, you know, pop up like, but I can't do it until I get my monetization back, and by then I'll probably be done been Voldemorted. So I don't know. I mean, but doing something like the wig off, that would be fun. That would be funny. I think the audience would enjoy it. I think Yo Mama and I would both get a kick out of it. Do you feel AMAC supports you? Honestly, I don't know. I feel though I am more supportive. AMAC and I still talk. I mean, I'm not going to sit here. I'm not going to talk shit on AMAC. I'm not going to do it. These are honestly, most content creators in general are this way. It's smart to keep them all at arm's length. That's probably the smartest thing I've heard in a while, and it came from Mazer. I will say it again. Honestly, most content creators in general are this way. It's smart to keep them all at arm's length. And that is something I have learned. I feel like you don't ever know when they're going to bite you, that they're always looking for the next comeuppings, the next thing that's going to get more eyes on them. That's what content creators do. They're looking for that viral moment. They're looking to bring those numbers up. So, um, how many times has she been in your chat? Actions speak louder than words. I know, I do know that some of y'all have feelings. Y'all have expressed them to me, about how all of this played out, about how, you know, what the AMAC and Angie situation and how it ended, and I don't know. I'm just going to leave it there for now. Okay. I will say that she runs an excellent show. She's a very good showrunner. She knows what she's doing with these, you know, like I said, all the technical stuff on the screen and stuff, where somebody else is strong, like my strong suit. I can come up with ideas. I can do all that. My strong suit is not aesthetically making it pleasing. You know what I mean? So everybody has their strong suits. And I can cuss you out. I can't fake that though. So and that's the only thing, that some people, they can get up and they can drag people, because when you're dragging somebody, you're basically dragging what you see. I have to be pissed off at you. So that's why the dragging part, I'm really not that good at, but I can cuss your ass out in a heartbeat. That is something that, a good quality of me. It's just, I don't know. We have very different personality types, AMAC and I. And it worked when it worked, and it didn't when it didn't. And it all played out on stream. Most of it. Anyway. But I care about AMAC, and I want only the best for her. I don't want her to be snaked. But do I think that they would allow Rystov to come back and promise him a show with Sweet Tea? Even if he wanted to come back, which I don't think he does, but even if he did, I do think that the powers that be would allow all of that to happen. I do. Even though AMAC brought Sweet Tea from, dangling by a thread, brought her back to life. Got the people that were huge Sweet Tea supporters, got them somewhere to go, got them somewhere to watch her. And then the funniness has come back out in Sweet Tea, and she's really got to enjoy herself again. That's AMAC doing that. Because need we forget, she got kicked off of Bus and then ended up with Phantom for a minute. You see? So she was being tossed around after she got kicked off of her own show. So then they got put on Fluff, and y'all see what it is. So if she gets snaked, your big Sweet Tea supporters, I don't think are going to care. They're not going to care what happens to AMAC. But I believe that they need to think that Sweet Tea would not be where she's at right now if it wasn't for AMAC. So, I don't know. But we'll have to see how it plays out. But I do want to go back and watch that Rystov stream. I really want to see where that ends up. Sweet Tea, AMAC doesn't make Sweet Tea the butt of every joke like everyone else. That's exactly, Lori, exactly. See, other people like to make it funny by underhandedly kind of flipping, there's a word for it, I can't think, but, where people are actually laughing at Sweet Tea, with Sweet Tea not even noticing that that's what's happening. Where when she's with AMAC, they're laughing with Sweet Tea and the jokes that she's making. And it's just a different way of doing it. And I think Sweet Tea needs to pay attention. I mean, yeah. And Sweet Tea's not dumb either. Sweet Tea's not dumb at all. And some people like to paint her with that brush. And you need to find a new brush, because she's not dumb. She knows exactly what she's doing. She knows when Sweet Tea makes a move, Sweet Tea makes a move that is in the best interest of her and her pocketbook, her wallet. Okay? And that's not a dumb thing at all. So I'm not knocking her for that at all. And y'all all know how I love Sweet Tea. I want nothing but the best for her. I'm just curious to see how this is going to play out, though, because I think that if Rostov would even consider it, I think there needs to be some conversations had. Yeah, Goten gonna be in there. Yeah, yeah. Shout out shout out Goten. We know you gonna be in there, boy. We know you gonna be in there. You're right, Mazer. Absolutely, Rusty is a money printer over there. Yeah, Rostov is very good about monetizing. Yeah, he prints money. He absolutely does. So anybody would be crazy not to want him in their circuits or their networks or and he's been over there just doing his thing. I'm just wondering, is there a price tag that brings him back to the LCU? Is there a scenario that he could not turn it down? Would Keem give up his 50% to get him back? I think he would. I don't know. What do y'all think? Do y'all think that Keem would give up his 50% to get Rostov back? Something to think about, though, for real. I think Keem will be calling you once you get monetized. I don't. I really don't. I think he could give a shit, care less about me. But I tell you what, there's some over there right now. I am questioning everybody's judgment at this moment. I'm not going to shout them out. I'm not going to do that to them. I'm going to try not to be mean unless they bring my name up. But yeah, there's a couple over there that I'm like, what the hell were you thinking? This makes absolutely no sense. It's not even working from the perspective of it makes no sense. Sometimes things can make no sense to the point where you actually see the humor in it. There's a couple over there now that I'm like, it makes no sense and there's no humor in it. It's like, it's dumb. But I'm not going to give them a complex. I'm not going to shout their name out and just tell them that they just suck. If you go back, I hope you get a good co-host. It's not my plan. I would like to be here and I would like to be able to just make it work here. But it's hard to, and I'm talking about meeting some of the original people and having, and I'm not going to say bonds anymore. I thought that I had bonds with some of these people, but I've come to realize that we just work together. We are just content creators that work together in the same network, because had we actually had something more than, just a working relationship, they would have reached out just to say, hey, how you doing? And there's only a couple that have done that. So there's a couple people over there that I have a bond with. But some that I thought I did, I don't. It was just a working relationship. And I wish them no ill will, but good luck. Good luck. Dang, PP, you snuck in on me. Hold on. Hello, Fat Exorcist. Hello, for Pauls. A lot of y'all snuck in on me. I'm sorry. I usually like to say hey to everybody, but I got on my little tangent and I missed some people coming in. PP, for some reason, if you went back, you and Fupa would match well. Did you fall during the night, honey, and bump your head? LCU has another year tops, and that's being generous. Not because it will fail, but because Keem already semi gave up and will be in retirement mode from it. Well, he usually lasts, 3 or 4 years, but then he's got a lot of people depending on him here. I just wonder if he passes the reins on. Like, say, okay, I'm backing away, but could he back away? You know what I mean? I really hope you stick to your solos, Angie. I've really enjoyed these streams. Well, thank you. I don't know, y'all. I mean, I'm curious like hell now to see what's going to happen tonight on Fluff. Wonder if they're going to have a conversation if but I'm going to go back and watch that one Rastoff stream. Like I said, I remember which one it is. I'm just sharing this damn thing. Why didn't y'all tell me I was still sharing? I know. Damn it. Oh, well, it'll be all right. It'll be all right. We'll get through it. There was lots more I was going to talk about today, but the ghost kind of led us astray. I was going to talk about the wedding. We'll talk about the wedding some tomorrow. But one of the big things I did want to talk about was this Rastoff Sweet Tea AMAC situation. So I'm glad we did make it to that. I don't know. I do know. I see Scooter going back soon, but they want him to suffer in his own emotions a while first. I think he already is, man. Like, I mean, I love Scooter. I do. But I see him going back. I do. And I see him, if he goes back, I know Gigi wants to travel, but do you see Gigi going back if Scooter goes back? Or actually, people were saying the whole time that they needed to be, her do her thing, him do his thing. So maybe she goes back he goes back and she don't. That she does that travel thing and she goes and sees Roxy and, you think, PP, I don't know. I think she really wants to. You know what I mean? I support Angie and Ken wherever they go and whatever they do. You see me where you see them. Chubby Scorpion. Chubby Scorpion's a real one. Absolutely. He has never failed to be there for me in this. So I appreciate Chubby Scorpion so much. And I know he feels the same way about Ken too. Ken. And I know Ken appreciates you. Scooter looks awful. I'm scared for him. I think a lot of people are feeling that way. But I mean, he's a grown man. All right, let's see where we're gonna send it, y'all. Where y'all want to go? Where y'all want me to send y'all? We got the State Boys, Louisiana. We've got Cafe. We've got Gold. All right, PP. Looks like the State Boys of Louisiana is gonna beat you out. But Cafe's on if you want to just go over there, okay? But I'm gonna go ahead and send it over to the State Boys of Louisiana. Why? Because I can. But y'all make sure that y'all tune in tomorrow. I'm gonna look further into this situation with the sweet teas and the Rostovs. And yeah. So we'll talk about more tomorrow. Maybe the ghost won't come up and hate our stream. Anyway, thank you all for being here. Please hit the like button if you haven't. And maybe tomorrow we'll have an announcement about some monetization. I don't know. Either way, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.